What is dividend? How is it calculated? So which companies do pay dividend? How do you invest? In which company should you invest? How much money should you invest? There's a slide in the market cap. So how do you utilize this kind of a scenario to make some extra money? Welcome back, traders and investors. Welcome to the channel Stock Pro. I'm your host, Dr. 𝐂𝐚𝐭𝐬𝐀, and we're going to be talking about today dividends. You know, markets look to be heading down, right? When the market is going down, it's time for us to become ready to invest in good cash stocks. And for that, you know, we need to keep a lot of parameters in mind. हम लोगों को बहुत सारी चीजें ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए और एक जो एस्पेक्ट है स्टॉक मार्केट का पैसिव इनकम जनरेट करने का उसके ऊपर फोकस करना चाहिए. So we should, when the markets are correcting, we should educate ourselves and we should get ready to really pick up the good stocks which can be giving us passive income day by day and which can bounce really fast. So today I'm going to talk about your passive income through the dividends. How can you calculate what is dividend? How is it calculated? And there are 2 or 3 methods by which you can calculate consistent income by dividends. I'm going to talk about one method today. In case you like that one method, I'm going to give you another method by which you can generate every month of the year, you can generate good money. So here let's first discuss about what is dividend. डिविडेंड क्या होता है, कैसे कैलकुलेट होता है और कब दिया जाता है, कौन सी डेट तक आपके पास स्टॉक आपके पोर्टफोलियो में होना चाहिए, वो सब चीजें आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे. और अगर इस वीडियो को अच्छा रिस्पांस मिला तो मैं आप लोगों के लिए एक स्ट्रैटेजी दूंगी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में और आपको कैसे इनकम जनरेट करनी है ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस वो मैं आपको बताऊंगी. चलते हैं on my presentation. So I'm going to talk about dividends, right? So first, what is dividend? A dividend is the distribution of a company's earnings to its shareholders and is determined by the company's board of directors. Dividends are often distributed quarterly and may be paid out as cash or in the form of reinvestment in additional stocks. So जब कंपनी एक कोई कंपनी अच्छा प्रॉफिट जनरेट करती है तो उस प्रॉफिट में से अपने शेयर होल्डर्स को वो कंपनी कुछ अमाउंट देना चाहती है एज अ प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग. दैट profit which they share with its shareholders is called dividend. The dividend yields is the dividend per share and is expressed as dividend divided by price as a percentage of a company share price, such as 2.5%. सो डिपेंड करता है कि कंपनी किस तरह से कैलकुलेट कर रही है. कंपनी उसको फेस वैल्यू पे भी कैलकुलेट कर सकती है डिविडेंड को. ज्यादातर कंपनीज का फेस वैल्यू 10 रुपए के आसपास होता है. कंपनी फेस वैल्यू पे भी डिविडेंड को शेयर को कैलकुलेट कर सकती है या मार्केट प्राइस जो आज का मार्केट प्राइस है उस पे भी आपको डिविडेंड दे सकती है. Common shareholders of dividend paying companies are eligible to receive a distribution as long as they own the stock before the ex-dividend date. So if you are holding the stock in your demat account before the ex-dividend date, then you are eligible to get the dividend. Now let's talk about what is this ex-dividend date and all the other points. A dividend is the distribution of corporate earnings to eligible shareholders. Dividend payouts and amounts are determined by company's board of directors. So this is their choice. You know, sometimes companies do make profit and they don't want to share any profits because they want to reinvest in company's growth. That's also fine because the share price will keep on increasing if the company's decisions are correct. But sometimes, you know, companies prefer to distribute this money in their shareholders. The dividend yield is the dividend per share and is expressed as percentage of company's share price. Many companies do not pay dividend and instead retain earnings to be invested in the company back. Now, how do you really calculate dividend? So the formula is basically whatever company has earned in a quarter or in an year, that net income into dividend payout ratio. Now let's say company has earned 100 crores. It's not that 100 crores they will be giving fully to the shareholders. certain percentage of it they will distribute in the shareholders. The formula for computing the dividend yield is equal to cash dividend per share by the market price per share into 100. So suppose a company with a stock price of 100 declares a dividend of 10 rupees per share. So what is going to be the dividend yield? It's basically 10 divided by 100 into 100, or it is going to be 10%. But usually this kind of percentage comes on the face value. Then the dividend payout ratio can be calculated as the yearly dividend per share yield by the earnings per share or equivalently, or dividend or divided by net income dividend payout ratio as per share business basis. So what is important for you to know is that dividend is basically nothing but the profits that company has earned over a period of 1 year that is distributed in the shareholders. Now, dividend paying companies. So which companies do pay dividend? Of course, profit making companies. Suppose a company is making loss. How will they pay dividend? Until they really want to cheat, their shareholders and keep them in a deceptive mode. But usually a company which is generating profit will only pay the dividend. So larger established companies with predictable profits are often the best dividend payers, and the following industry sectors maintain a regular record of dividend payments. For example, basic material, oil and gas, bank and financial, healthcare and pharma, and utilities. These are basically major sectors. I'm sure if I ask anybody, people have VEDL as a top, dividend paying company as on their fingertips, like ONGC or GAIL. These are Coal India. These are top companies which pay good dividends. So now, once you know what is dividend, how it is calculated, when, which companies provide you dividend, it's important for you to know the different important dividend dates. So dividend payments follow a chronological order of events, and the associated dates are important to determining which shareholders qualify to receive the dividend payout. So the first is announcement date, a date when the company's board decides about the dividend, when the dividend will be paid out. Dividends are announced by company management on the announcement date and must be approved by the shareholders before they can be paid. Second is ex-dividend date. The date on which the dividend eligibility expires is called ex-dividend date, or simply an ex date. For example, if a stock has ex date as Monday, May 5, then shareholders who buy a stock on or after that day will not qualify to receive the dividend. So as 5th we discussed is a Monday, let's say 5th is a Monday, then 3rd, 4th is going to be Saturday, Sunday. So you have to have stocks in your account on 2nd of May. So the previous Friday, you should have the stock in your account, in your demat account. Then you will be qualified for the dividend. Then the record date. Record date is the cutoff date established by the company to determine which shareholders are eligible to receive a dividend or distribution. So suppose you hold X number of shares in your account, demat account. The record date is the cutoff date established by the company to determine which shareholders. So even companies do pick and choose which shareholders. Sometimes they give it to all the shareholders, but sometimes they do lottery system to pick and choose. So that is the record date. On a particular date, it will be recorded that these people will get the dividend. Then the payment date. The company issues the payment of the dividend on the payment date, which is when the money gets credited into investors' account. So why do companies pay dividend? Dividend are often expected by the shareholders as a reward for their investment in the company. Dividend payments reflect positively on a company and help maintain investors' trust. A high value dividend declaration can indicate that company is doing well and has generated good profits. But it can also indicate that the company does not have any suitable projects to generate better returns in the future. Like companies not investing their money for their future. That could also, that's why they have so much surplus. So that could be one point that could be inferred from here. Therefore, it is utilizing its cash to pay shareholders instead of reinvesting into growth. So many ways the dividend payout can be inferred. So one inference that you can find is that the company is growing and company is really doing well in its generating profits. The second is that generated profit is not being used in further progress of the company. So that could be a negative point. Now in front of you, you have almost the 10 top companies which I've picked from screener.in. These are the top 10 companies in India which pay you good dividends, like Vedanta gives you about 17.5%. REC Limited 12%, Standard Industries 11%, NMDC 11%, Banco Products almost like 11%, Putco 9.65%, National Aluminium 9%, ONGC 7.75%, GAIL about 7.6%, and Oil India 7.55%. So these are some top companies which give you good returns. Now there are two strategies that I would like to give you in the next videos, upcoming videos. The first strategy is how do you invest, in which company should you invest, how much money should you invest, so that every month you can generate a regular dividend income, right? But this is going to be a process of about 20 years. You keep accumulating small amount of money in those 12 companies that I'm going to give you. Certain amount of money you can keep accumulating in each of them, and after 20 years, when let's say you're 30 years right now and you become 50 years, you will be able to generate a regular dividend income from those shares. That's the one strategy I'm going to give you. And the second strategy is whenever dividend is given, it is given from the market cap of a company. Now, when it is given from the market cap, always you will see there is a drop in the price. For example, this is 𝐒𝐻𝐻, whichever share. I'm just picking up whatever random share I come across. This was the day, and once the dividend is declared, there's a slide in the market cap. So how do you utilize this kind of a scenario to make some extra money is what I'll be discussing. See, for example, here, dividend declaration date, ex-dividend date, and after that, price has come down. So how do you utilize these things? That is what I will be discussing in my next video, by which you can, like the next two videos, like the next video, in fact, I would say, is going to give you very, very helpful insights in making extra money from dividend payouts and by generating consistent income from the dividends that you can make by investing regularly. So if you like my videos, please give a thumbs up and share with others. It really matters whatever your comments are, and I will be happy to have you all on my Telegram channel, where we do live trading every single day from 10 to 11. Join us for free session and make money along with stockpro team. And for any further information, reach out to my team. The numbers are visible on your screen, or you can get it in the description box. Please do not pay to any unknown person on the name of advisory. We do not provide any advisory. So with this, I'll be signing off. Your host, Dr. Seema Jain. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.